What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 24, the series finale of The Walking Dead main show. Spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. So, The Walking Dead finale airs on November 20th. I'm posting this on November 13th, and people ask all the time in Facebook groups, where's the episode? When's the episode happening? It's November 20th on AMC and AMC Plus. Now, these potential spoilers, leaked script, deleted posts from one of the Walking Dead crew are spreading like wildfire. I think I'm one of the first people to make a video about it and talk about it, but more and more people on social media and everywhere are asking me about them, and I think they're fake. Just for various reasons, things just don't add up. I think it's fan fiction, theories, what people think could happen, even though some people like it and like, hey, that's cool. Some of those make sense. I do believe the runtime is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Total runtime with commercials will probably get 60 minutes of an actual episode, which is about 15 or 18 minutes longer than normal because most episodes of The Walking Dead are 42 to 45 minutes. So it's a little bit extended. Now, again, if you want to talk about these potential spoilers, check out the video with this thumbnail here. But in this video, we're going to talk about different spoilers, potential spoilers. It's from Reddit again, so the credibility is an issue, but it's kind of some different screenshots that people sent me, but we'll start with it. Deaths. The deaths that I can confirm, that I know for a fact are happening on this episode are Rosita, Luke, and Jules. Jules dies surrounded by walkers, and Rosita gets bit while carrying baby Coco, similar to what happened to Andrea in the comics. I don't know how Luke dies. Possible deaths. Aaron. Nobody saw him filming for this episode. He wasn't present in any of the studios, so he's in the trailer. We'll talk about that. Annie, the actress, just like Aaron, disappeared from the set during this episode. The fact that people saw Negan taking the walkers into the woods also suggests that he had nothing to lose anymore. Negan will lead some of the walkers into the woods and disappear, leaving his fate open-ended, leaving plenty of space open for Dead City to take place in the future. Now, that just sounds annoying for it to be like, yeah, Negan goes away, and then we know he's in Dead City, so I'll have to see how he turns up. The ending. There's a minor time skip. There's a monument they raise at the Commonwealth to pay tribute to those who died fighting against the walkers and Pamela Milton on that day. Mercer and Ezekiel have a speech there. They're the new leaders of the Commonwealth. On that scene, we have Judith, Gabriel, Yumiko, Daryl, Princess, Kelly, Connie, Magna, Elijah, Jerry, Lydia, Eugene, Max, and their baby. So a lot of people survived, looks like, and that lines up with who we saw filming in the ending. But Aaron's clearly in the trailer. Does he die? I don't know. So it's just one of those things where they kept people alive more so than they did in previous seasons, which I get it. They want to leave it open-ended for people to come back around again. But if that's what happens with Negan, they're trying to connect the comic story with the show story because Negan just goes away in the comic. And then we get Here's Negan, which is a good comic and a good episode of The Walking Dead. But the big question is, why does Negan go to New York? Why does Maggie go with him? Hopefully it's somewhat answered. We'll have to see. As for Luke, Jules, this could be where Jules is getting devoured. There is a picture floating around of some walkers around someone that we don't know is in the pile, but it just screams season 10, episode 16, like Beatrice. Could be the same thing. Is it easy writing, lackluster writing, or an Easter egg or a callback? I mean, it's hard to say if it even happens. So continue on with Negan will lead some of the walkers into the woods, so it just continues on a little bit for that. So we did the Negan one, we did the ending. Soldiers of the Commonwealth drop their armor, and they're all dressed like Rick in season 1. This was the way the producers to pay tribute to Rick during the episode. Well, what kind of Rick in season 1? Like, are they wearing a sheriff's badge? Are they wearing an outfit of that? I mean, we'll have to see. At Alexandria, Carol took over the community and acts as their new leader. Maggie is back at the hilltop and they rebuild the community. Judith ends up telling Daryl about Rick and Michonne. The last scene has Daryl leaving Alexandria on his bike to look for Rick. Take this with a huge grain of salt. There is a post-credit scene, but I have no information about it. It was recorded after they were done shooting the final episode, and they were very secretive about it. I have a legit source who works during VFX on the show. He said that the only thing he could tell me is that is in fact, and then I don't have anything after that. So it's like, dun dun dun. So, huge grain of salt, post-credit scene. Is it just going to be one scene? It sounds like it. I could see it being a scene that sets up the Rick show. It just makes sense for that to happen. Or maybe it's Negan, finding what he goes there. If you had to pick one post-credit scene, you got to go with Rick, right? It just makes the most sense to draw everyone's attention there. I think that most people are excited about Rick and Michonne's show, but hopefully the Daryl show and Dead City are good as well. But again, I think it's a hypothesis for all the stuff that was filming. These photos are from We Are the Walking Dead fans. So I think the person knows some information, knows about these potential spoilers, filming stuff because they talk about Rosita being a potential death. But we see Elijah and Lydia and Connie in these photos. Basically, all of Magnus' group survives except for Luke because he's not in the pictures. And we see Princess, of course. There's one of Gabriel in the park, but it just looks like he's just visiting. And then also yesterday, Yumiko, Connie, Kelly, and Magna. So again, we see everyone but Luke being there, which is kind of sad that Luke was MIA for so long, and then he shows up and he potentially dies. No sign of Virgil, no sign of any connections with that. Mercer and Ezekiel, they could be running the Commonwealth. It would make sense. Elijah, Lydia, Connie, Kelly, Magna, and Yumiko. So these are great photos from Ben, Carol, and everyone else there. I did not take these. Eugene, Max, and a baby. Is it baby Coco? Because Father Gabriel and Rosita are gone. The big question is Rick going to be in a post-credit scene or show up in the episode? I know a lot of people are wanting Rick to show up. I would like to see him too, but it has to make sense in my opinion. And the last part of the spoilers here. Don't worry, I have the rest of it for you. Take this with a huge grain of salt. We'll just read it again. There is a post-credit scene, but I have no information about it. It was recorded after they were done shooting the final episode, and they were very secretive about it. I have a legit source who works during VFX on the show. He said that the only thing he could tell me was that, in fact, there is a post-credit scene and that it's something they decided to add at the last minute. Might be bait or not, we shall see. What I can say is keep our expectations about Rick in check. He isn't showing during the episode, and that I can confirm. If you have any hopes of seeing Rick saving the Commonwealth, just don't do that to yourself. It isn't happening. If anything, Rick will be in the post-credit scene. And I've been saying that for a long time now. All this. Keep your expectations in check. Keep them low. Manage your expectations. It doesn't make sense for Rick to show up in the final episode and be like, hey guys, I'm here. And then you're like, wait a second, I want more. Rick's here, but where'd you come from? Where you been all this time? What's going on, right? The post-credit scene makes sense because the show's over. It's a post-credit scene to set up for the future things. Just like Marvel, right? It's not like you get an extra thing for that movie. It's a setup for the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. So I think that makes sense. So these seem more legit than the other ones. I want to talk about this Walking Dead live final event, November 20th. Credit to fans of Paulo Azzaro, that's Princess. The guest list is Norman Reedus, Melissa McBride, Lauren Cohan, Christian Serratos, Josh McDermott, Seth Gilliam, Ross Marquand, Kari Payton, Cooper Andrews, Eleanor Matsura, Lauren Ridloff, Kaylee Fleming, Nadia Hilker, Cassidy McClincy, Angel Theory, Paulo Azzaro, Michael J. Shaw, Josh Hamilton, Lila Robbins, Margot Bingham, Scott Mgimple, Greg Nicotero, Angela Kang, and add special guests. So where's Robert Kirkman? Right? I've been wondering about this. We see stuff from Gimple, Nicotero, Kang, the cast, bunch of that. But where's Kirkman at? Does he not care about the show one bit? Because I know the comic is his baby, but you're an executive producer on your show. I haven't seen an interview or article about that dude in a long time. Special guests, gotta be Rick, right? I mean, come on. Andrew Lincoln's gotta show up. Denai Guerrero would be awesome to show up. But I think Rick makes the most sense, especially if there's a post-credit scene, right? So these are the new potential spoilers going around. Again, there's no episode today on AMC Plus. I think there's a behind-the-scenes making of season 11, maybe even the entire series. I'm not sure exactly. But on AMC, 11:23 airs tonight. And then on AMC and AMC Plus at 9 o'clock on November 20th, we have the final episode, season 11, episode 24. So I want to hear from you guys. I think these potential spoilers make more sense than the other ones. I don't know what to take some of the information, but I'm excited to see how it goes down and how it plays out. Either way, we're getting there, guys. It's going to end one way or another. But like I said, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Stay safe. And as always, tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys.